a decision I never thought I'd regret. As we approach our later years, the idea of securing a safe, caring environment becomes a top priority. For many, nursing homes seem like the perfect solution, providing 24/7 care, medical attention, and a sense of community when living independently becomes difficult. It's a decision that many people, including myself, never thought we would regret. However, after experiencing life inside a nursing home, I came to realize that the reality is often very different from what we are led to believe. Today, I'm sharing my personal story, backed by research and insights, to shed light on the harsh truths that many people only come to understand after making the move. I want to emphasize that this isn't just about my personal experience. It's about understanding the broader, research-backed challenges that individuals face when moving into nursing homes. This video aims to provide an honest, evidence-based look at the complexities of elder care and the factors that can contribute to feelings of regret, even when we think we've made the best choice. From the emotional toll of losing independence to the often under-discussed realities of care quality and staffing shortages, there are crucial aspects of nursing home life that we don't always hear about during the decision-making process. While nursing homes do provide necessary medical care, the lived experience for many residents can be isolating, impersonal, and far from the comforting environment that we imagine. In fact, research shows that nearly 1 in 5 residents of nursing homes report feeling isolated and disconnected, and a significant percentage of nursing homes face staffing issues that affect the quality of care. In this video, I will delve into the findings from multiple studies and share how these insights align with my personal experience. I'll also provide practical information about alternatives to nursing homes, ways to improve quality of care, and what families and individuals should consider before making such an important life decision. Whether you're considering a nursing home for yourself or a loved one, or if you're simply curious about the realities of elder care, this research-based perspective will provide valuable insights to guide your decision-making process. Stay with me as we explore the complexities of nursing home life and the essential factors to consider when it comes to elder care. The goal is not to discourage, but to ensure that the choices we make in our later years are informed, thoughtful, and truly in our best interest. 1. The loneliness no one prepares you for. For many, one of the most heartbreaking and unexpected aspects of moving into a nursing home is the overwhelming sense of loneliness that creeps in, often when least expected. It's easy to assume that in a place full of people, companionship will come naturally. However, the reality can be quite different. Even though residents are surrounded by others, many feel isolated. It's not uncommon for family visits to become less frequent over time. What started as a weekly visit turns into once a month or even longer gaps between visits. Worse still, making new friends or finding meaningful social connections can be incredibly difficult. The emotional toll of loneliness is often underestimated and not fully acknowledged when families make decisions about elder care. Take Margaret, for example. At 78, she moved into a nursing home, hopeful for companionship and a community where she would feel cared for. At first, my kids visited every weekend, she says. Then, it became once a month. Now, I go weeks without seeing anyone I love. It feels like I've been forgotten. Margaret's story is far from unique. Many residents have expressed similar feelings of isolation, despite being surrounded by people. The hope for constant family support and friendship often fades over time, leaving a deep emotional void that's hard to fill. His feeling of isolation is not just emotional, it has real physical consequences. According to a 2023 study by the AARP, loneliness in nursing homes is not only a source of sadness, but it also comes with serious health risks. In fact, loneliness is linked to a 50% increased risk of dementia, depression, and other significant health conditions. Elderly individuals who experience social isolation often face a weakened immune system, higher levels of stress, and a faster decline in overall well-being. The truth is, loneliness in nursing homes is more than just a personal experience. It's a growing health crisis that affects many elderly individuals across the country. But there is hope. Increasing awareness about the dangers of loneliness is helping communities and nursing homes take action. Some facilities are implementing programs that foster social connections, such as buddy systems, volunteer visits, and more frequent family engagement. However, the solution to this problem starts with acknowledging the deep emotional needs of elderly residents and making it a priority to offer them not just care, but companionship. 2. The loss of independence and identity. One of the hardest things to come to terms with in a nursing home is the loss of independence. Things we once took for granted, waking up when we want, choosing what to eat, or even going outside, are no longer up to us. Everything is controlled by a set schedule, and that can leave us feeling like we're no longer in charge of our own lives. Mary, an 82-year-old retired teacher, moved into a nursing home after a fall, thinking it would just be temporary. But soon, she realized how much control she had lost over her daily routine. "I used to cook my own meals, go for walks in the morning, and spend time with my grandchildren whenever I wanted," she shared. "Now, I have to wait for permission to go outside." Losing independence is not just about physical limitations. It's also about losing control over your daily choices. When everything is scheduled and controlled by others, it can feel like you're no longer in charge of your life. This lack of autonomy often leads to frustration, sadness, and a loss of identity. For Mary, what was supposed to be a short-term stay turned into a situation where she couldn't even step outside without asking for permission. This loss of control can be deeply unsettling, especially for those who were once self-sufficient and active in their communities. Another resident shared, "I used to drive myself to church and spend time with my friends. Now I can't even go outside without help, and it's hard to keep up with what's going on in the world." These feelings are common in nursing homes, where residents may feel disconnected from their past lives and even from society as a whole. Nursing homes should do more to respect the personal autonomy of their residents. Offering more flexibility in schedules and allowing residents to have a say in daily decisions can make a huge difference. Activities that encourage residents to pursue their hobbies or passions, like painting or reading, can help restore a sense of identity and purpose. Empowering residents to retain some control over their lives not only improves their quality of life, but also helps preserve their mental health. It's important that nursing homes recognize this and actively work to give residents more freedom in their daily routines. 3. Feeling forgotten by the world. As the world around them moves on, many nursing home residents feel like they've been left behind. Family members get busy, friends stop calling, and it can feel like you've been forgotten. James, a former lawyer, moved into a top-rated nursing home expecting good care. But after a few months, he noticed something troubling. "I pressed the call button one night when I was in pain, and it took the staff nearly an hour to respond. There just weren't enough caregivers to keep up," he said. Nursing homes are meant to be a safe, supportive environment for elderly residents. But when understaffing becomes an issue, residents can feel abandoned, not only by the staff, but by the world outside. This neglect can manifest in many ways, from delayed responses to medical needs to a lack of meaningful social interaction. James's story highlights the frustration many feel when their needs are ignored. The long wait for help can leave residents feeling helpless and even afraid. This lack of timely care, combined with the emotional isolation of being away from family, can create a sense of being forgotten. James's experience isn't unique. Many residents experience similar neglect. One woman shared, "I can't remember the last time a friend or family member visited, and when I press the button for help, no one comes for what feels like forever." These stories paint a clear picture of the emotional and physical toll that neglect can have on residents. It's clear that nursing homes need to prioritize better staffing to ensure that each resident receives the care and attention they deserve. Regular family visits and contact are also crucial in preventing feelings of abandonment. Nursing homes can make it easier for families to stay connected by offering video call options or flexible visiting hours. Additionally, residents should be encouraged to participate in community-building activities that help reduce feelings of isolation. Social events, Group hobbies, or even simple group walks can foster connections and make residents feel like they are still part of the world outside the nursing home. The experiences of losing independence and feeling forgotten are real challenges faced by many nursing home residents. However, by ensuring better staffing, more flexibility in daily routines, and stronger family connections, we can help mitigate these issues. Aging in a nursing home doesn't have to mean losing your sense of self or becoming invisible to the world. It's up to all of us, family, caregivers, and society, to ensure that elderly individuals continue to feel valued, respected, and connected throughout their golden years. 4. The reality of surface-level connections. Not all relationships in nursing homes are meaningful. While there are kind caregivers and other residents, many interactions feel transactional rather than genuine. The warmth of deep personal connections is often missing. For many elderly individuals, moving into a nursing home is a huge shift from the social lives they had before. Some may have come from close-knit communities, where they were surrounded by family, friends, and neighbors. They may have had fulfilling social interactions in their day-to-day lives, making the isolation of a nursing home feel stark and, at times, painful. When families and loved ones make the decision to move into a nursing home, the hope is that their loved one will be cared for in a safe and supportive environment. Yet, as many soon discover, the reality of nursing homes often falls short of expectations. While there are certainly kind caregivers and residents, many interactions are fleeting and surface level. Without consistent, meaningful relationships, the sense of community that was expected often feels hollow. In nursing homes, there is a natural turnover of staff. Caregivers, although often kind-hearted, are frequently assigned to different patients as shifts change, leading to a lack of continuity in relationships. This creates a sense of instability, and residents may begin to feel like they are just another name on a list. David, a retired veteran, had hopes of building new, lasting friendships when he first moved into the nursing home. "At first, I thought I'd have a chance to make some strong connections with people," David recalls. "But people come and go all the time. The staff changes, the residents change, and I never seem to get to know anyone for long. It's hard to build something real when everything around you is in constant motion." David isn't the only one who feels this way. Many elderly residents face the difficulty of finding authentic, long-term companionship. They may attempt to engage in conversations with others, but often these interactions don't go beyond pleasantries. Whether it's staff changing shifts or residents being moved to different rooms, genuine friendship becomes a rare commodity. David's sentiment resonates with research that suggests the importance of long-term, stable relationships. In nursing homes, the need for personal connection becomes even more critical because seniors often face declining physical and mental health. While caregivers and staff can provide excellent care, the emotional support provided by family, friends, and peers plays an integral role in the psychological and emotional health of the elderly. But what exactly is missing from these interactions? For one, they often lack the depth and consistency of long-term friendships. Many interactions in nursing homes feel like they are simply fulfilling a duty rather than forming genuine bonds. As David pointed out, we talk, but it's never the same as sitting down with someone you've known for years, where there's history and trust. When new faces become commonplace, the emotional richness of the relationships you once had becomes increasingly difficult to replicate. What no one tells you about regret. Regret can be one of the hardest emotions to live with. Some residents wish they had explored other options, staying with family, hiring home care, or choosing assisted living instead. But once they're in, leaving isn't always easy. Regret is an incredibly powerful emotion. It comes with a mix of guilt, remorse, and the sense that one made a choice they can no longer undo. This emotion can be especially prevalent when it comes to making the life-altering decision to move into a nursing home. Many individuals who make this decision do so with the best intentions, thinking that it is their only option. But for many, once they arrive at the nursing home, they find themselves wishing they had taken a different path. For Alice, whose mother was admitted to a nursing home after a fall, The reality didn't match her expectations. "I never thought I would regret putting her in a nursing home," Alice explains. "But after I noticed bruises on her arms and questioned the staff, I found myself feeling more and more guilty. The staff brushed it off, but I found out later that my mom had been roughly handled during transfers. She was in pain, and I felt like I had failed her." Unfortunately, Alice's experience is not unique. Many families feel a deep sense of guilt after making the decision to place their loved one in a nursing home. In hindsight, they wonder if they could have made a different choice, such as hiring a home care aide or moving their loved one into an assisted living facility where the environment might have been more personal. There is also the issue of financial regret. Nursing homes can be extremely expensive, and many families find themselves burdened with a significant financial strain. The high costs of care often make the decision to move into a nursing home feel permanent. And once families realize the financial toll it takes, they may regret not considering more affordable alternatives. But regret isn't just limited to family members. Residents themselves often feel deep regret after transitioning into a nursing home. Many long for the comfort of their own home, where they could make decisions about their own lives without needing permission from staff. The loss of independence is a difficult reality to accept, and many elderly individuals are left wishing they could go back to their old life. While abuse is not the case in every facility, the reports of mistreatment and neglect are disturbingly common. Abuse can take many forms, from poor quality care and delayed medical treatment to emotional neglect and financial exploitation. For many, the realization that their loved one is being mistreated within the very place that was supposed to offer them safety and care leads to feelings of deep regret. In many cases, regret also stems from the realization that the transition to a nursing home was more abrupt than necessary. Some elderly residents didn't get the chance to explore other options, like home care, assisted living, or even relocating to a family member's home. They may have been convinced that nursing home care was the only viable option, not fully understanding the variety of alternatives available to them. One of the most painful aspects of regret comes from the feeling of lost agency. Residents feel as though they no longer have control over their lives. When you live in a nursing home, someone else dictates when you wake up, when you eat, when you bathe, and even when you go outside. For many, this loss of autonomy is one of the hardest parts of nursing home life. Family members, too, often share in this regret. Many times it's a matter of not realizing the emotional and psychological toll that a nursing home could take on their loved one until it's too late. Alice, the daughter mentioned earlier, wished she had seen the warning signs sooner. As she reflects, "I wish I had listened to my mom when she said she wanted to stay at home. I thought I was making the right choice by moving her into a nursing home, but I never imagined it would be this difficult." 6. The hidden costs of nursing homes. When we think about nursing homes, we often focus on the direct financial costs. However, there are many hidden expenses, both financial and emotional, that aren't immediately obvious. These costs can be overwhelming and sometimes even more difficult to deal with than the ones on the bill. John, a 75-year-old retired engineer, moved into a well-established nursing home after his health began to decline. At first, everything seemed fine, but as the weeks went on, the hidden costs started to surface. "I had to sell my house to pay for the nursing home. The monthly fee was already high, but I never imagined the additional costs that would keep piling up. For example, I didn't realize that activities were extra, and if I wanted a special diet, that came at an additional cost, too. It became a constant financial drain. I ended up spending everything I had saved for retirement just to keep up with the bills. But the financial burden wasn't the worst part. There's also the emotional cost. I didn't expect to feel like I was losing my identity. I felt like just another patient on the list. I'm not even sure how much personal attention I got from the staff. It often felt like they were too busy to really connect with me. Beyond the monetary costs, the emotional toll can be just as heavy. Residents may feel isolated, disconnected, and neglected, which can lead to depression and further health complications. John's story is one many people can relate to. While nursing homes offer care and assistance, they come at a price, one that not only affects the wallet, but can also diminish one's sense of identity, independence, and well-being. As we consider this, it's essential to think carefully about all the costs, visible and hidden, before making such a life-changing decision. Would you be ready for the emotional and financial costs that can come with nursing home care? Or might there be other, more sustainable options for maintaining dignity and well-being as we age? Facing the hard truths of nursing home life. Making the decision to enter a nursing home is one of the most difficult choices a person or family can make. The experience is often more challenging than people realize, with feelings of loneliness, loss of independence, and regret being common among both residents and their families. Nursing homes, despite their best intentions, are not always able to provide the emotional support, personal connection, or care that residents need. Before making such an important decision, it's essential to consider all the options, weigh the emotional and physical toll of living in a facility, and make sure you understand the potential drawbacks. The more we know about the realities of nursing homes, the better equipped we will be to make informed choices about elder care. If you or a loved one is facing this decision, take the time to explore all options and consider how each choice will affect your quality of life. Your peace of mind, emotional well-being, and dignity should always be at the forefront of the decision-making process. As we reflect on the hidden costs of nursing homes, whether it's the emotional strain, the loss of independence, the financial burden, or the loneliness that can set in, it's important to remember that these are decisions that affect not just the individual, but also their loved ones. When we make these tough choices, it's essential to keep in mind the dignity, care, and happiness of the person involved. So, as you consider the next phase of life, ask yourself, how do you want to live in your later years? Will you embrace the possibility of alternative care options that allow for more freedom, connection, and control? Or will you follow the traditional path of nursing home care, even if it comes with unexpected sacrifices? Take a moment to think about what truly matters to you. What kind of life do you envision? One that maintains your independence and personal joy? Or one where you feel lost in a system that doesn't fully cater to your needs? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How do you plan to navigate the challenges of aging and care for yourself or your loved ones? Thank you for joining us today and for taking the time to reflect on these important truths. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might benefit from this information. We'll see you next time!